Hey y'all, let's pull another reading. See what else is in the energy for today. What message do you have for the collective at this time? What message do you have for the collective at this time? Help me to articulate a clear and concise message in order for it to be received and what you want it to best be received. Help me to see what it is I need to see that the most possible as possible. Help me to deliver any message that you've been writing in order to serve your highest good for the highest good of humanity with me to know. What messages do you have for the collective at this time? So you have balance, relationships, empathy, and healthy at the bottom of the deck. So there is some reorganizing going on regarding the connections that you are choosing to invest in at this time. It's almost as if you might be taking a look at the people around you, and maybe some relationships that you could have connected yourself to in the past. And you are kind of learning and growing from the difference between a healthy relationship and a relationship that is not necessarily so healthy for you, in whatever way this relationship can look like, whatever, if it's a friendship, if it's co-workers, business partnerships, friends, family, romantic relationships. It's just you, even the relationship with yourself. It's almost as if you're acknowledging relationships as a whole, and you're kind of observing them from a different perspective, kind of understanding the type of level of grace and forgiveness that is truly required within a connection of any kind, right? Even within the relationship within yourself, you have to continuously give yourself grace and forgive yourself on a consistent basis in order to have the comfort in knowing that it's okay to grow within a certain space, right? Within a certain relationship, right? You want to invest in connections and relationships that encourage your growth and encourage your strength, right? Not ones that try to stifle or smother your fire, right? Any relationship that tries to put your fire out is one that is not necessarily healthy. It's usually someone who is showing some type of jealousy, or someone who kind of like makes rude comments in a joking manner or things like that, just to kind of put you down in a way that's not so obvious, but also fulfills their spirit, because in a certain way they're hoping that you don't prevail, in a sense, right? So this is definitely you acknowledging relationships of all kinds and noticing how you speak to yourself, how you speak to the people around you, how you guys communicate, what it is that you talk about, how these conversations are adding value to your daily life, how they're contributing to your daily habits and the choices that you make on a consistent basis, right? You're definitely coming into a space where you are more balanced and in alignment with yourself, with what it is that you need from yourself, what you require from yourself, and what you require from the relationships around you, relationships of all kind. Again, this is a general reading, so apply this however it may resonate. If you would like to book a personal reading, you can do so in the information in the description box below. This is also you understanding the need for certain connections as well, because maybe you were in a place where you felt as if there were certain aspects of relationships that weren't necessarily necessary to maintain a sense of stability or security within yourself, but you are kind of looking at this from a more healthy perspective and kind of seeing how relationships of any kind can add a source of stability or security to your life. What value? It's not necessarily the type of relationship, it's the person that is fulfilling that role and the value that they can bring within that aspect, however that may resonate. Clarify balance. Everything is not always about love and romance. The sun, guys, the masculine energy is very present at this time. It's very prevalent. It's very loud. The masculine energy wants to be noticed. It wants to almost express, in a sense. The sun there is definitely a sense of like warmth with the King of Wands. The fire energy, that's the fuel to this flame, right? With the Knight of Wands at the bottom of the deck, so much passion. So much passion. So there's definitely you also acknowledging the difference between love and lust, right? Knowing the difference between things that you're just passionate about, things that just kind of spark a sense of inspiration, in relationships that actually have the ability to kind of maintain that spark, right? The kind of slow burn that purifies and cleanses and cleans, right? Because the purpose of fire is to purify, is to clean. It's the fire and the smoke that kind of cleanses the environment, right? The elements that kind of are released in the essence of a fire that purify the air and cleanse the communication airways. So there's definitely the energy here of you being more aware of the intention within your passions and how much you invest, right? The Knight of Wands is someone who just, look, the Fool at the underneath the Knight of Wands. So you're definitely stepping into this energy where you are going from the Knight of Wands to the King of Wands, right? You're learning how to take better risk, right? Risk with more intention, risk with more thought and intention, right? You're stepping out of the energy of kind of just leading with passion, right? Doing things in an impulsive manner, without really thinking it through, not really having a plan, not really knowing where you're going, but kind of just like a fire that's out of control, right? It can't be contained. It just kind of, it's almost like a spark that kind of just ignites a bushfire, right? It's uncontrollable, and it kind of causes chaos and disruption, right? Whereas you're coming into an energy where you're more clear, you're more certain, and you're more stable of the how to use your fire in a more valuable manner, right? You're more comfortable with kind of using this sense of knowledge and enlightenment and awareness to kind of fuel your passions in the things that you choose to invest in. There's definitely an energy of equal balance. Even within the Sun card, there's a balance of the masculine and the feminine, right? Because it's also the full moon, even though it's the summer solstice. Like the sun is it's almost like a balance of the sun and the moon, the feminine and the masculine, coming into an equal energy of give and take, right? Giving and receiving. Balanced effort, a sense of harmony. Clarify relationships. The Four of Wands. The Four of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles with the World at the bottom of the deck. So this is definitely speaking into, for one, the relationship that you have within yourself. You see the angels in the background of this card, the Four of Wands. There's definitely, it's how you invest into, how you are viewing the investment within relationships all around. The relationship that you have with your spirit, the relationship you have with God, the relationship you have with source, universe, however you, however you portray that, or however you practice or perceive. It's definitely the energy of you being more mindful of the relationship that you have with food, the relationship that you have with your job, the relationship that you have with yourself, the relationship that you have with communication, the relationship that you have with working out, and how you view healthy It's your connection to everything, and really kind of molding and creating this new reality with how you wish to exist in this realm, right? Your relationship with yourself, how you speak to yourself, how you mind your daily habits, how you treat yourself, right? What it is that you find that adds value to you, right? Do you just find value in the material things, or do you find value in having grace with yourself and forgiving yourself and allowing yourself the space to grow and saying, maybe I didn't know that lesson at that time, but now that I know this lesson, I can give myself grace and forgive myself and allow myself to move forward. And when that opportunity presents itself to me again, I will value the lesson that I learned within that past experience and apply that to this new opportunity, right? So it's taking the things that you've learned and applying them, right? So that you have a better relationship within yourself and within the world that you're creating within this next path, this new journey. You're creating a new cycle for yourself. You're creating a new way of living. You're creating a new way of existing and being, and how you communicate with yourself, how you spend time with those around you, how you make time for your family, how you make time for your friends, how you make time for your loved ones, how much you invest within your health. What are you investing in with your health? Like, is it just your food? Is it also working out? Is it also the vitamins you take, right? This is a general message, so apply this to how it resonates. But it's your general relationship with life and the world around you, and how you are choosing to create your own reality. Clarify empathy. This speaks to your understanding, right? That grace and forgiveness we were just talking about. Having that sense of understanding that, you find yourself in situations based on the choices that you have previously made, whether those are choices that you were aware of or not, right? Sometimes we subconsciously make decisions based off of our past experiences, not realizing that if we pay more attention to those subconscious thoughts and experiences, we'll be more attentive to how those choices affect us in the cycles that we create in our daily life. Clarify empathy. The Emperor, the Tower, and the Six of Wands, with the Seven of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So this is an ego death, right? This is an ego death of you not being understanding, not willing to open yourself up to different perspectives that maybe you weren't able to see from where you were in a certain moment in time, right? This is you having more empathy with how you make decisions, how it's okay to start over, right? How just because you are starting from ground zero doesn't mean that you're not at a new level. It just means that you are creating a different foundation for the different space that you're entering, right? You're entering into a space of leadership where you are no longer allowing your ego to be the forefront of your existence. Your pride is no longer going to stop you or block you from creating opportunities, because sometimes it is our ego that kind of prevents us from creating that safe and sound space, right? Because our ego is something that can be shattered within a moment of truth, right? Within a moment of enlightenment. So there's definitely the sense of you kind of letting down that shield and acknowledging the fact that you not only have to have understanding in order to forgive yourself, but you have to have understanding in order to forgive others around you, in order to be able to continue to move forward and progress within life, and in order to be able to kind of live in that sense of leadership where you are the inspiration, not the example, right? Any last messages you have for the collective regarding this message? The Six of Swords, the King of Cups, and the Knight of Swords. Definitely, this is This is definitely that sense of emotional intelligence we were just discussing, where you are having that sense of empathy and understanding, right? You are learning from a more, for lack of a better word, empathetic perspective, right? You have a better a spiritual understanding of your emotions and the nurturing and attention that it requires in order to kind of keep you from making impulsive decisions that ultimately cause confusion, right? Lead you to make bad choices. Let's see if we should pull any oracle. Let's pull from this deck a few oracle cards and maybe get two oracle cards to close out this message. Yeah. Yep. So you have limitation as power, and you have fine wine with union of love at the bottom of the deck. So this definitely is speaks to you opening up your perspective, right? Not only being more open-minded, right, to an existence or experiences that exist past what you have experienced, right? Just because you haven't experienced something doesn't mean that it's not true, or just because you have not been in that specific situation doesn't mean that you don't have the ability to relate to it in some other way. So this is definitely you opening yourself up to kind of that balance, that union of love. This is giving me Two of Cups energy, where there's like the balance of masculine and feminine energy. We have balance here. And so there's definitely, it speaks to you having that sense of understanding where you are able to kind of relate to other people around you to build stronger and healthier, more stable and secure connections, relationships of all kinds. That is the message that I have for you guys. I hope that it resonated. If you would like to go deeper into this message about how it relates to you personally, feel free to reach out to me. You can find that information in the description box below. Have a good one. Bye.